Peace, love, and many blessings to you all. Welcome and welcome back to Redefining Authenticity. We're teaching you how to redefine the truest you. My name is Sheronda L. Barksdale, your co host, the vision specialist of Authentically Your Expressions.
And I am Kim Martin Raymond, your co host and your toolbox essentialist and founder of Redefining You, where I help my clients to align themselves, mind, body, and spirit. Welcome.
Welcome back. We are excited to go into part two of You Have the Right To. But as you join, say hi. Say hi in the comments. We love to see y'all. We love chatting it up with you. Make sure on whoever page you're on, visit both pages, by the way. They're right there at the bottom of the screen. They'll be there this whole show. Visit both of our YouTube pages. Subscribe. Click like. Comment. Let's chat it up. And let's have a great time tonight. Aren't you excited, Kim?
Yes, follow, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. All that good stuff. As you can tell by the background, I am at home. Yeah.
She is not all over the world. Carmen San Diego is at home today.
I am home because it's Thanksgiving.
Yes.
In a couple of days.
Right.
So
oh my gosh. The great time. Right. I like this time of year because I do love practicing gratitude. Me and Kim have a book on Amazon.
Yes, we do.
We have the gratitude experience. Yes, check it out. You can go look at that and just finding new ways to express gratitude because in a time such as this, there's always a great opportunity just to say thank you and remind yourself what you are grateful for because life is hard. Things are being thrown at us constantly. And sometimes you get a little frustrated, you get a little down. And this season too can be a little difficult for those who have lost someone and things like that. So we try to practice gratitude as much as possible so we can hold on to and remind ourselves of how great things actually are.
Yes. I am writing down in our little chat box to guys check in, say hi,
say hi.
Here.
And look, and I'm still sharing the link all over the place. Like, come on, y'all, join in.
Here it is. I'm saying check in instead of saying check in. Bless my heart. That's all right. Charge it to my head and not my heart, folks. I mean, we're gonna go ahead. Let's go ahead and get started. Let's jump in. We got part two. We ready?
We ready. All right. So part two of You Have the Right To. So part of just redefining authenticity, the work that I do at Authentically Your Expressions, the work that Kim does at Redefining You is giving you yourself. There has to be a part of you that you know is you. So we ran across these things. It was a little like meme or something like that where me and Kim were like, oh, we have to discuss this and pour into some folks. So yes, we're talking about what you have the right to. So let's go with our first slide.
Oh, look, that's me.
Oh, look, I was like, I don't even see mine.
It's slow.
It's just moving a little slow. You have the right to determine your own priorities. That's your determination. Determine your priorities and focus on them. If your family, meaning the immediate people under your roof, are your priorities right now, focus on them. First, focus on you. I'm always going to say, please make sure you are one of your priorities, first and foremost, because the more you prioritize yourself, the more you could prioritize other people, period. The healthier and happier you are, the healthier and happier everyone else is. But sometimes there are things like jobs, extended family members, friends, other things that come into your life and want to pull on your energy. They want to pull from that space in your home. Yeah, people see you doing so well over there, and sometimes they'll want to tiptoe. And it's not even an intention of I want to take. They just see your greatness, and people love tapping into greatness. We have a cup, right? Our cup gets filled. We fill up our cup ourselves with all the joy and the peace and the happiness and the self-expression and all those things. But then sometimes people want to come suck a little bit. They put their little straw inside your cup and want to pull some out. Okay, I can pour into a few people, but the people who are going to get it are the ones who I prioritize. If it's your health, if it's you writing a book, if it's starting your own business, if it's whatever, determine what that means to you, because you have the right to. Come on, Kim.
That's it. And I think about it, I do a lot of time management trainings and talking about prioritizing things and what are those things that are considered urgent things that you need to do. So even if we take it
Yeah.
down to if we scale it down to just a common, day-to-day operation. What are those things that we have to get done? What are those things that are on the top of our priority list for the day to get done? Because if we
Yes.
can get those things done, and we may not get to anything else, we can at least celebrate that small win.
That.
It's all about
Ooh.
celebrating the small wins. And when we prioritize the things in our lives and we begin taking, small baby steps towards that, we can then start to get the momentum. We can
Yeah.
start to build up the momentum because now we can celebrate those small wins that we have because we've met one of the priorities that we set for ourselves. And, we're getting into that season where, just like Sheronda said, it's about prioritizing ourselves. What are some things that I need to do to get myself in order, to get myself where I need to be, so that way I can navigate or make the best or most informed decision about the things that I'm doing because I've made myself the priority. What are
Yeah.
some things that I need to do? So that's definitely uh, one of those things that you should never be ashamed to prioritize is you.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're pouring from a full cup,
A
a cup
full.
of overflow.
Yep.
Overflow. You're not tapping yourself out. So again, determine what your priorities are, and again, focus on them. Hey, Veronica. Hey, Karen. We see
Hey,
you.
how come I'm not seeing nobody? I'm not getting any chat
Hey,
messages.
friends. Hey, friends.
But yes. Yeah, I'm not getting nothing in the chat, Kim. What's going on with that?
Uh-oh, I don't know. Pop on your chat and pop back on, but I see
Yep,
them,
that's
and
what I did. That's what I did. Hey, Auntie. That's my Auntie Karen. Hey,
I'll
Karen.
Hey,
Hey,
Auntie.
B. Hey, Yana. Hey, y'all. Glad you joined us. But
Hey,
yeah,
Ayana.
today was one of those days, Kim, where I kind of like I've been working so much that I rarely get to do like a deep clean. You're always cleaning behind, and I
Yes.
got two young kids, so you always cleaning any dang away. But I needed to get did a pipe burst underneath my kitchen sink, and so
Uh-oh.
they had to come fix. They have to come fix that. But
Mhm.
when one little thing, I'm getting so neurotic. The older I get, I'm more like my mother every day. And when one little thing like that happens, everything's disgusting to me. So today, my priority was I'm cleaning my whole kitchen. This kitchen has got to be cleaned down, wiping down the front of the cabinet. The water ain't did nothing to the cabinets or the countertop, nothing. It was just underneath. But all of a sudden, but that's what makes me feel good. So that
Yeah.
was my priority today.
Yes.
I didn't go running around the streets and do everything else that I kind of still need to do. But what
Yeah.
is my priority for today? What is it
That's
that
it.
I'm determining is important to me? Because fuck
That's
them
it.
folks. I don't care. Somebody else want me to do something today, I can't do it.
That's
Y'all
right.
know you can say that. So that's what we're talking about today. You
That's
have the
it.
right to.
You have the right. All right, let's move on. Okay. You have the right to not be responsible for others' behaviors, actions, feelings, or problems. Whew.
Say that.
Okay. I love the saying that's next to it. It says, I can influence others, but I'm not responsible for others. Okay. We can only be responsible for ourselves. We can't put ourselves in somebody else's body and make them do as much as some people think they can stick their hand up somebody's behind and move them. Okay. That's not our job to
Peace, Q.
control or be responsible for how others behave or feel or act. All we can do is respond to their behaviors, actions, feelings, or problems. And we can determine whether that's something that's a deal breaker for us or
Mhm.
that's something that we're willing to help them with.
Yeah.
But we're not responsible for their behaviors, actions, or feelings.
No.
We can speak on it. The Bible tells us, that we can help, to guide someone biblically through the
Yes.
word, that we can help them in that regard. And then at that point, we have to step back and allow them to take the information that's been given to them take the environment that's been that they're a part of, and factor in all of those things and allow them to make decisions on their own, because those decisions, even though they may affect us, we can only be responsible for our own behavior, our own actions, our own feelings and problems. We cannot, project them off on someone else.
Period.
All right, tell them
Period.
about it, Sheronda.
Well, and I could be a little bit of an asshole. So my thought was, there's a way to do things without being a jerk. So we don't want to just be out here in these streets, just being mean to folks, or just what comes out, and just being disrespectful. There's a difference. No, you're not responsible for others' behaviors, but however you approach a situation, that person may not respond the way you want them to either. You got to be mindful of that. So however you want to feel in that, if I'm in a mood to feel very peaceful that day, I'm going to approach most people in peace.
Right.
In peace. People will come up to you in your peace and want to rock that baby. Now I could find a way for us to stay in this. I'm gonna stay in my peace, or both of us gonna be rocking. That's just what it's gonna have to be. We're gonna figure it out. But I think it's important to know that you have to be aware of how you initiate reactions out of people to a small degree, to a very small degree. Because then now you mad that you got cussed out. What? Wait a minute. You just came over here talking to me crazy and you thought I was going to sit here. So no, you're not responsible for other people's behaviors or actions, but you're definitely responsible for yours. And you're responsible for whatever consequences you get from them. What's dude named Veronica? Oh, Lord. Waka Flocka. Lord, he go. Walker got on my nerves so bad because he, fine, you want to vote for Trump, you want to be on Trump's bandwagon, whatever. But then he got mad because like he was doing some signings or something, going to different locations, and people were so pissed with him that they were calling the location like, threats and all this stuff. So they canceled it. So he was like, don't I have the right to vote for whoever I want to? And you do. You absolutely have the right, but that doesn't mean you're free from the consequences. Even if it's just somebody yelling something mean to you, it's just what comes with, and that's just part of the process. That's part of the communication process. But however, you have the right. You have the right to not be responsible for other people's behaviors. I'm not going to force you to be nothing. Right. And that's where most relationships are failing now. People won't think that a healthy relationship means that this person has to behave a certain way. And you're crazy. You don't even behave the way you want to all the time. The hell? You don't even behave the way you want to. We all have our days. So you have to know that in relationship, business, intimate, whatever type of relationship it is, you can't control how somebody else is going to feel on any given day. Right. It may not be as happy and want to laugh all day with you, but you kind of in a good mood. Okay, I'm sorry. Anything I could do? No. I'm going to go over here because this is the mood I'm in, and this is what I want to do. So we have to be mindful of, you don't have to change nobody's behavior. People don't have to be what you want them to be. Right. However, you can move on. Veronica said, and we have the right to express our disgust and disdain. Period.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's the one thing that they have to keep in mind. Like I said, we can influence, we can encourage, we can do all of those things. All right. And then that's it. Then we have a choice as to whether we want to be, to deal with that behavior, action, feeling, or problem that person has. It doesn't mean we have to be responsible for it, but we can respond to it. Yes. Like I said, as whether that's a deal breaker or whether that's something that we're willing to tolerate.
Yes.
Yeah. Like you said, there are consequences that come with that. All right, let's keep it.
Let's go, baby. We're going to get through these today.
Okay.
All right, you have the right to feel angry at someone you love. This says no matter how angry you get, you always end up forgiving the people you love. And that's the truth. Love heals all. Love conquers all. Love is that. I will believe that till the end of time.
That's right.
And just because somebody's mad at you doesn't mean they don't love you anymore. That was something I really had to work on in my marriage. Every time me and Cal had a disagreement, I thought we were getting divorced. Somehow I connected those two things, that because he's angry, he doesn't love me anymore. And that's not true.
Right.
But because he has the right. He had the right. He had the right to feel angry at me. That's his right if he was unhappy with something. But at the end of the day, when the dust settled, love made it work. And so don't ever feel afraid of being pissed at somebody that you love. You love them. And that's why the emotion is so big most of the time. 9 times out of 10, the emotion is so rock hard and so gigantic simply because you love them so damn much.
That's right.
So allow that space, allow yourself room in that space, and give other people room in that space to be mad at you.
Right.
Because you sick too.
Exactly. And just like you said, again, we're talking about being, spiritual beings living a human experience. So we're going to run the gamut of emotions.
Oh man.
So we're going to be angry. I'd rather go ahead and express that anger as long as I'm not hurting myself or that person physically or mentally in that regard. But what I'm doing is, yes, I'm expressing that anger. It may be in expressing how I'm feeling. I'm mad about what you said. You made me angry when you said that.
Yeah.
It frustrates me when you do that. But I'd rather you tell me that than to suppress it.
Yes.
That's the caveat here.
Yes.
You don't want to get in that space where you're suppressing that anger so that way it all of a sudden begins to mount. And next thing you know, it becomes volcanic. All of a sudden you out there, you spewing, and next thing you know, you laying hands on folk and everything else like that. And that's where it goes to that next level. And that's because you're suppressing it and not expressing it. Yep. And that's where we have to be. That's where those toolboxes come in. How can we express anger in a way that's not going to cause us to pop a blood vessel in our brain and cause us not to lay our hands or put a bullet through anybody because we're that angry?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a matter of how do we go about expressing anger in a way that is going to get our point across, let people know that we're upset, but at the same time is going to allow us to diffuse it so that we can get back to that space of love.
Absolutely. As a life coach, as I've said before, one of my favorite things to do is couples coaching. And that's one of the tools or one of the homework sessions I have is how can we express ourselves when we're frustrated without hurting the other person. And sometimes that's having to write it down and hand it to each other and then walk away. Mm-hmm. Because when we're talking, we're kind of shouting, we're listening to react. We just want to react. We're not listening to hear anything and to digest it and receive how the other person's feeling. So sometimes you got to write one of those good old letters. You got to write a letter to that person and tell them, this is how that made me feel when you said.
Right.
So we're not being accusatory. You said this, and you said that you was going, and then ugly words come out and things just happen and just falls apart horribly. But you have to find that thing. I've seen a thing where they do like a spoon. I had a spoon next to me a minute ago. They have a spoon. Whoever holding the spoon or the stick or whatever it is, the rock, the crystal, whoever's holding it, a nice rose crystal would be beautiful for this type of work. Whoever's holding it at that time is the person who gets to speak, and the other person gets to listen, and then we take turns. Y'all know how to take turns?
Okay, and we're not saying that this is something that's easy. Okay, because there are times where I promise you, I feel like I'm standing at a podium, and I'm just like, that joke, my husband, that joker, and I have to get that part out in order to clear my mind and say, okay, so now what is it that I'm really angry about?
Yes.
And how can I express it to him without it being combative, about us not having to go back and forth? So sometimes it's a matter of getting that anger out, getting the top layer of that anger out. Mm-hmm. Then saying, okay, now I'm calm enough to go to that person and express, that I'm upset, I'm angry about this. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna get in the bed with you, and we're gonna lay it down. or I'm gonna give you a hug and I'm gonna give you a squeeze, or I'm gonna say, yeah, you know what? You was an MF 5 minutes ago, but what you want to eat? You want chicken?
Yes,
You want
sir.
a biscuit with that?
Yes.
And no, I'm not gonna put any poison in it. I thought about it. Just a little bit. But that's it. It's how we respond. Everything is a matter of responding and reacting.
Absolutely.
How are we doing both of those things? Are we responding or are we reacting? Are we reacting out of ignorance and out of pure anger and not knowing how to express ourselves? Or are we responding from a place of wisdom?
Yeah. If I'm gonna waste some energy being mad at you, I probably love you. So
Yeah.
I feel lucky.
Hi.
All right.
All right. Oh, I love this one.
You know that.
Be uniquely yourself. I love this. It says being different is a good thing. It means you're brave enough to be yourself. Okay? You're not about being a sheeple. You're not about running and following along with everybody else just because everybody else is doing it. Just because everybody else is doing it doesn't make it right. If you're uniquely yourself, you're standing on your own individuality.
Yeah.
You're standing on your own beliefs and your own morals and your own standards.
Mm-hmm.
And each one of us, even though we have some standards and values and things that are similar, there are always little outliers. There's always a little variable. There's always something that's just a little bit different. And that's what makes us unique.
Yes.
And we can stand in that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the part that's beautiful about uniquely you.
Yes.
You can stand out, and it's okay to stand out. But I think we've been so conditioned as a society to seek acceptance, and we need for somebody to validate us that we're willing to sacrifice being unique just for the sake of saying, well, no, somebody else said I look good, or somebody else said I look.
That's right.
But you wouldn't have done it any other way if somebody didn't give that to you. And we have to break that mold. We're so conditioned, and society has trained us that we have to seek acceptance from everybody before we
Yes.
can do anything. Oh, I don't have enough people looking on my page. I don't have enough people, so I'm not going to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it may be that one or two people that needed to hear it that are not going to hear it, and you're going to take it to the grave with you just because
Just
you
because you wouldn't express it.
yeah,
Mhm.
you didn't want to express it.
Yeah. Listen, there's many opinions as there are assholes in these streets.
Amen.
I'm talking about the sphincter. That's how many opinions there are out here. This is why my business is called Authentically Your Expressions, because the more you are, the more you give space for other people to be themselves. But the more you are, the more your truth gets to expand. The things that show up as you are yours. That's why it doesn't matter what other people think. You don't even have a choice but to be you. Twins are themselves, triplets, quadruplets. They all have a unique
Different handprint.
thumbprint. They have their unique personalities. They have their likes. They have their dislikes. Some of them are similar sometimes, and sometimes it's not. We don't have a choice. So it makes more sense to, embrace it. I was about to say something real. It's embrace it. Love who you are. Love how you show up. If something's not falling into place the way you don't like the way your hair looks today, that's okay. Do something about it tomorrow.
Right.
Do something about it tomorrow. But be unapologetic about how you show up in the world. That's something that I always, even if I wasn't always secure in it, I always was uniquely myself.
Yeah.
I won't say I was always secure in it, but me and my piercings and tattoos and all the things that I've ever done and how I express myself physically, whether it's clothing, glasses, hairstyles, or whatever, it's because it was what I liked. Now, was there fashion things that influenced some of the things? Absolutely. We can influence people. People can want to wear something similar to what you're wearing because they're like, oh, that's cute. We got the same body frame. Maybe I could wear that too. Maybe, maybe that'll look good on me. And sometimes they can't pull it off the way you can, and you can't do it either, But being you has so much power. Your power lies in you. The way you say things, even when people, my mom was like, "Girl, you be cussing on your show." That's me. She's like, "But y'all did so good." But I do cuss, and it feels like flavor. It's some seasoning. It's just a little
Yes, it
louder.
is.
Some
Yes, it is.
louder on my words
Yes, it is.
sometimes.
And there's some tagine. Yes.
But that never you crazy. But that never stopped me from being able to attract the clients who are attracted to who I am. I
Right.
don't need the clients who don't like somebody who doesn't cuss or somebody who cusses. Find somebody who does it, and I'm okay with that. I don't need everybody in the world.
That's right.
I don't need all the clients in the world and all the people to like me. I want the motherfuckers that like me.
That's it. Just like you
You,
said.
you said, duh,
She
what?
said,
Me?
duh. I'm like, she was like, duh. Okay. But that's it. You can't be uniquely yourself if you don't believe in you. That's how people, I think about all the trailblazers. You know,
Oh,
we'd be standing still if there wasn't somebody who says, "Well, I wonder what if I did this. I wonder if I changed that. Or I wonder
yeah.
if I did something a little different with that. What would that be?" They had a strong belief in themselves, and they were able to say, "You know, I'm going to rock it." You notice that people who wear what we consider weird clothing, or walk around with a doggone lampshade on their heads like that, and then
Yeah.
honey, if they're walking out there and they strutting, and you like, okay, all right,
Look
because
good.
they're confident in their uniqueness. And they're like, okay, yeah, I don't care what nobody says. I'm going to wear the hell out of this
What?
lampshade today. And when I walk out here, and it's going to be whatever.
It's gonna be whatever.
Okay. And that's it. There's a confidence that comes from that.
Yeah.
There's that self-love that comes in it. Yes, Ayana, that's right. It's like, I'm not for everyone. I'm not
You for
for
me,
everyone.
baby. Though you for me, I love you.
That's it. I'm
My
not
honey.
for everyone. Okay. I'm not everybody's cup
Cup
of
of
tea,
tea.
but it's all right. I'm my cup of tea.
Yes.
And it's damn good. Look, it
Okay.
tastes good.
Lovely. And
I'm good.
that's a hard truth, but it's a powerful, freeing truth.
Yes, it is.
Because
Yes, it
especially if
is.
you grew up, we're going into some shadow work stuff real quick. If you grew up with people telling you bad things about who you were, you're too this, or you're too that, or you're too this, or you're too that, then you kind of minimized yourself in order to fit into what that person said works, but it worked for them. It didn't work for you, and it's not gonna work. And the reason a lot of people have a hard time getting into healthy relationships is because they were molded so hard into what somebody else wanted them to be that they can't grow into what they really want.
That's right.
There's something else that they want. They want this type of person, this type of love, this type of interaction, this type of feeling. But because they got pushed as a kid so hard, and you're too fat, you're too skinny, you're too tall, you're too this, you're too that, that we grow into adults who believe that. So then we try to attract people to the shape that we were molded into instead of attracting who we really are.
Right. Right.
Your goal in life, if you want, because everybody don't want it, and that's okay. But if you want that intimate, healthy relationship, you're supposed to be attracting who you are,
Right.
not who people told you're supposed to want. So if you don't know who you are, how do you attract what you want? You attract what's the word again, Veronica? What's the word? You're attracting the person that in front of the person you show up as, but it's not really you. She used the word the other night we were talking. I lost it that night too. Representative. You're a representative. You are attracting people to your representative, and you're not attracting people to who you are. So I could represent and look all cute and pull all these piercings out and do certain things to show up a certain way in certain environments so they'll get me the job. I want that speaking engagement. So I'm gonna thank you, V. I'm gonna show up as my representative, or am I gonna go up here and do my TED talk and try to minimize a couple of the big cuss words and just for the sake or not, because I'm not even sure how they feel about it. I'll do my own TED talk on YouTube if it come down to it. But how can I show up that is so powerfully me that when people see it, they're like, I want to be more like me too.
That's it. That's it. Because you keep on putting on that facade and keep on putting on those masks. Eventually, you're going to have to take those things off. You ever see those people who have so much makeup and wear all these things and stuff like that, and then all of a sudden, Lord have mercy, when they pass, you don't even recognize them. You don't walk past the casket. I've had it happen. I was like, put your hand on the casket where the person is, because I don't see him in here.
I don't see him.
I don't see him. Okay, because there was so much of a masking of
Yeah.
themselves that I didn't even recognize them.
Yeah.
And especially if you're talking about somebody who you love, I've got to lay down at you at night. I'm gonna have to twist my leg off, take my
Yeah.
teeth out, take my hair off, take my eyelash off. Is that person still going to love that person that I am as well? They better go ahead and get used to that person too. Because at some point, when I can't keep up with all of this stuff, when I lose my job and I ain't got no money and can't do all these things and keep up all of these things, I'm gonna need for you to love me raw, raw,
What? What?
basic.
Ball,
Okay.
eyeballs, and all.
Okay, no Maybelline. Okay, no Cover Girl. None of that.
None of
Okay,
it.
you're gonna catch it all. You're gonna be like,
Yeah.
who's that? Are you gonna be able to recognize yourself, much less anybody else?
Do you love you without it all? I mean, because you can wear it. There's nothing wrong with wearing whatever, your makeup, your lashes, your wig, your whatever. But when it all comes off, do you still love her or him? They? Are you still in love with that person?
Yeah,
Because
I said it,
I got
Veronica.
rings on, rings. Oh, again, adornment. All these piercings I got over my poor body got holds for days. Put some water in me, it might sprout. I don't know. There's gonna be spring, just a spring coming all out. So I take all these damn piercings out. Like, what? She a speckler. But anyway, but do you love it?
That's right.
Do you love you? When at the end of the day, you adorn yourself, you wear all the beautiful things, you do the tattoos and all that stuff, you rock how you rock, and then I lay down
Right.
in the silence. Am I crying because I hate myself? Not healthy. It's not healthy.
We gonna move because we gonna do a whole show
Oh, this one
about
alone.
this one right here. We
You have the right to be uniquely yourself. Let's go, Kim. All right. So you have the right to feel scared and say, I'm feeling afraid. Ooh. You trying to spread this thing here to a third show because this one I could relate into. Don't be afraid of your fears. They're not there to scare you. They're there to let you know that something is worth it. You get to say I'm scared. I don't care. I'm about to offend a few people, but I don't care.
Go ahead.
Church taught me to not say I'm afraid, that I shouldn't express those type of emotions.
Mm.
I won't say everybody's church, but church taught me that you can't be fearful. You have to just have faith. I think both could be. I think they could work in tandem.
Mm-hmm.
I can say I need to express I'm scared. I'm afraid. Stepping out here and doing this new thing is scary to me. But I trust God. I trust Spirit. I trust Allah. Whatever that is behind it needs to be said as well. You have the right to feel. Would you say, Kim? We're spiritual beings.
Yes, we are spiritual. We are human. We are spiritual beings living a human experience.
So a fear is a real human experience, emotion.
Right.
So you have the right to be able to say, I'm scared. I'm afraid.
Yeah. That's it. You have to be able to acknowledge those emotions. Like you said, we have to acknowledge all of our emotions. We can't figure out how to deal with or how to cope with certain things unless we acknowledge it.
Call a thing a thing.
Okay. Call the thing a thing. Just like you said, if I'm trembling, I'm feeling these butterfly feelings inside. And so I need to acknowledge that because anything that I suppress at some point is going to come out some kind of way. And it's not always going to come out in a positive way.
What?
Okay. I don't want, not saying that I'm scared of snakes and then somebody comes and brings a fake snake and all of a sudden I'm jumping and screaming and scratching and climbing on the walls and everything. People are like, well, what the heck is wrong with her?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I didn't know you were afraid of snakes because I never said it. It doesn't mean I have to walk around telling everybody that, but I need to, anything that I'm afraid of, any feeling that I'm feeling, I have to be able to express it some kind of way.
Acknowledge it.
I have to acknowledge the fear. Okay, yes, I'm scared, but am I going to do it afraid? Yes.
Yes.
If that's it. Yes, I'm going to do it afraid because I've acknowledged that there's a fear going on inside of me, and now I get to ask that subsequent question. What is it that's causing that fear?
Yeah.
What is it that happened to me, or what is it that's been in my experience that has caused me to feel this way?
Yes.
So that's where we have to get. It's the subsequent question that comes after that. I'm feeling afraid. And now my next question is going to be, why am I afraid?
Yep.
Or how can I go about overcoming this fear? That's where we have to get. We have to get to that point where we're saying, why? I've acknowledged it. Now I can start doing something about it.
About it. Yeah, the acknowledgement is the biggest part. There's again calling the thing a thing, because now you can place a finger on it. It becomes a real thing that can be discussed. I can recall after Cal passed, I was afraid to get into another relationship because I was scared they was going to die.
Mm-hmm.
That was like the literal boom boom, you know, grief. But the first thought was, if I get in a relationship, they might die, and now I'm doing this again. And then my heart's gonna be broken. And I'm gonna be sad. And my kids gonna be screaming again because you were there when we told Miles.
Yes, I was.
I'm sure you haven't forgotten that scream. I haven't forgotten that scream.
I have not forgotten.
Yes. So it's that fear of going through that whole experience again. So when G showed up, terrified. At least for a year, at least for the first year of us, that feeling of I'm afraid. And it doesn't just have to do with dying, but leaving. You know that because it's a departure.
A loss.
Yeah, lost. So that feeling was there until I really had to pay attention. Girl, call a thing a thing. You're scared he's gonna leave.
Right.
And see, I'm grief and abandonment. Exactly, Veronica.
Right. That's right.
And see, and I'm a crazy ass Gemini. So then my thought is, well, if he leave, fuck him. You know, you're not supposed to say that. That's not what you're supposed to say. That's not how you work through that, Sheronda. I had to work through it's white.
But it's what it is. Come on, uniqueness. Come on.
That's my next thought is, oh, well, if he's going to go. But truthfully, processing that, yes, if he goes, I got to have a beautiful experience with him because I didn't live it in fear the entire time.
Right.
That's what I had to exchange it for. After I said, fuck him. You know, that was the nice stuff. But you see, I went all the way through it. I'm a good life coach. I walked all the way through it. But yeah, sometimes you have to be sick.
What you supposed to say, right, Veronica? Right.
It ain't. She's like, it ain't.
Right.
But no,
so we know we're dealing with.
Yes, y'all know what y'all dealing with. But you become, and that's what the gratitude we were talking about at the beginning of the show. You find a way to find gratefulness even in what you're afraid to do. I'm glad I even get to have this experience. I'm scared to take this leap, but I'm grateful that it even came in my mind. I'm grateful that I'm here. I'm grateful I have my eyes. Whatever little thing you have to be grateful for in order to push past the fear, I'm grateful G showed back up. After 20 years, I had no idea where this man was. And here he came 2 months later, and I'm grateful to this day.
That's it. See that? Oh, come on, Jesus. I love it. Again, feel scared and say, I'm feeling afraid. Acknowledge it so that you can move past it, through it, around it, whatever it is that you need to do.
Whatever you need to do.
Okay. All right. Let's move on.
Let's go.
Say, I don't know. I don't know. Because you don't have to know everything. We always feel like, oh my, if I don't know something, people are just going to think I'm ignorant or stupid. Well, are you an encyclopedia? You're not going to know everything. You know, we keep talking about. I was today years old when I found this out. Things that we've been doing one way for years and years and years, instead of just saying, well, we didn't know or we weren't aware. You know, it says, I don't know what else to say, what else to do. I just don't know. Sometimes I just don't have the answer.
Yes.
I haven't done my homework.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. And we feel like it's venomous to say that. If we say that we don't know, again, people are just going to think that we're ignorant. It doesn't mean we're ignorant about everything. We just don't know about this one particular thing.
Yes.
But then what's the follow-up to that? I'm always about the follow-up. Okay, so I don't know. Okay, in customer service, in the field that I work in, when we say I don't know, then we say, let me find out and I'll get back to you. And then actually get back to that person.
Yes.
Don't have them come back to you after you told them you were going to go and see about something and then you didn't do it. I just threw that in for free. Okay, but if you don't know, what is your follow-up to that? I don't know. let me go and find out. Let's see if that's something that we can find out together. What's the follow-up to I don't know? But you can say it. That's the preamble to what we're going to do next. I don't know, but
yeah.
then fill in the blank.
Mm-hmm.
All right, come on, Sheronda.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Mm.
You did. Y'all come get her. Just come get her.
But no, for real, my mind's on the many people I've encountered who have a hard time just say I don't know. You know, they'll just lie. You know, people just make up something sometimes. They'll just give you some information. You be like, that was a damn lie. That was a lie. Why couldn't you just say I don't know? What is the fear of not knowing? What is that thing of people being afraid to not have the answer? Hell, sometimes I have the answer and say I don't know because I don't feel like talking about it. And Kim's sweet. Kim is good people. That's what she used her example of. I'll go and find out. I'm gonna be like, let me tell you where you could go find out. Google it. You know, I have kindness in my heart. I'm not gonna do myself like that. But 9 times out of 10, if I don't want to be bothered, I could point you in the direction of where you can get your answer.
Mm-hmm.
I'll point you in the right direction.
Yeah.
I'll point you in the right direction at least. I ain't gonna lie. The folks will just lie and just make up something. This is a recent experience. That's why I was sitting here looking baffled, like, I don't know. I just don't understand why people can't just say, I don't know. But it's okay. It's okay. You have the right to say, I don't know. You ready to rock to the next one? Look.
Yes,
Go
ma'am.
ahead. Hi, you have the right to not give excuses or reasons for your behavior. This is a big one for me because I will, but mostly because I overprocess why I do things anyway. So then when I get to another person, I will try to explain myself when I really don't have to. Like, I'm just feeling really tired today. Instead of just leaving that no, which is a full sentence, right?
Full sentence.
I'll be like, yeah, I can't do it today because this is happening. This and why did I have to say all that? Why do I need to give any excuses or reasons for what and I'm not always like that. I guess that's some weird Gemini-ish. But it says never make excuses. Your friends don't need them and your foes won't believe them. And that's the MNF truth.
Yes, it is.
That's the truth.
Yes,
your true friends, they don't care. You ain't gotta explain that. And the people who don't like you, they ain't gonna believe it no way.
That's right.
And hell, some of the people who say they do like you ain't gonna believe it no way.
You're right. You're right.
I was really JV, hashtag facts. I was thinking about this the other day, Kim, about I had to work through with myself. Just some things that happened to me when I was younger and I was embarrassed. I was feeling this weird feeling of embarrassment, like in that moment. About something that happened like 20 years ago. And I had to work, and I explained myself too much to these people. Like I kept trying to explain to them why this was happening, and this is why I couldn't do such. And guess what? They didn't believe me no way. They didn't believe me no way.
Right.
And so I had to work through just getting out of that feeling of being embarrassed about something that was my truth. And I tried, and I gave too much explanations. Now, sometimes I am going to explain myself because I like a good read. I could read somebody good through an explanation sometimes.
Right.
I ain't gonna lie. But I have the right not to. You don't get to ask me why or want me to explain myself. I don't have to. Go ahead.
Right. I said it's interesting because you were talking about, this very instance or this very situation happened to my husband. I went to go and visit him, and he was talking to one of the workers on a site that he's doing contract work on, and he asked one of them a question, and the guy was like, "Well, why?" And then my husband proceeded to, well, because I was just trying to do this and that. And I would think to myself, I was like, why do you feel you have to explain yourself to this person? You asked the question and he just need to go ahead and answer the question. It was a yes or no. And he was just like, why? And myself and my husband's co-worker were there, and we both were like,
Yeah.
why are you giving or why do you feel you have to give a rationale behind this? For what? You asked a valid question pertaining to the work, and all he needed to do was answer the question. Well, why? And then you proceed to go and give him all this information that has nothing to
Nothing.
do with what it was that he was doing.
Mm-hmm.
So be careful about what you're giving excuses to. But the
Mm-hmm.
one thing that's important about this is that you're not giving excuses or reasons for your behavior, but with the understanding that there are consequences that come along with that. And if you're comfortable with the consequences that come along with the reason or excuse why
Mm-hmm.
you did what you did, then you go ahead and you stand on that.
Stand on it.
And you don't have to give any excuses, but know that there may be consequences, there may be drawbacks, there may be setbacks, and there is going to be something that is going to come of that. And as long as you're comfortable with that, you don't owe nobody excuse for nothing.
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 Like I said, I worked on my doctorate. I did not finish. I got to my second chapter and I stopped. I don't owe anybody an excuse. Unless you got 5 on it, go ahead and put your money. Let me give you my cash app. Okay? Because the bill gonna come. But if you want to partake in it, that's fine. Other than that, I don't have to give anybody an excuse as to why I didn't finish.
Yes.
That's on me. Yes. That's a decision that I made. And whatever consequences or whatever comes of that decision that I made for myself,
yes,
that's on me.
Mm-hmm.
The end.
Yes.
I owe no one any excuses.
Yes. I love that. Like I said, that's this unfolds from even a place of not being uniquely you. That's where this unfolds from. Because again, going to the shadow space, if you never felt like you could be yourself growing up as a child, if there was something that always needed to be fixed or done about you, then you're going to learn as an adult to explain yourself away. That's what a lot of us do. Mm-hmm. We didn't feel fully ourselves. So now once we're in certain spaces, oh, I'm sorry, why I had to do this over here because I needed that happened over there. For what? Why? Ultimately what needed to be done, did it get done? If I have to take off from work, you don't like it? Suck rocks.
Don't kick them, suck them. Okay.
Because it was gonna come out so differently. But whatever it is, if they don't like it and it's your truth, you're the only one who has to honor it. Don't nobody else have to honor your truth. They don't have to. They don't have to like it. Like Kim said, when we make decisions, we have to suffer the consequences first. Sometimes some our decisions can influence our children and different things that, people who are really close to us. But we already worked that out before we even got there 9 times out of 10. Stand on your truth. Don't give excuses. Don't give reasons for your behavior. Be fully yourself. Take up space in that body. Take up space in your auric field. Allow yourself to be bold. Don't be a jerk. But be bold in who you are and stand strong so that you don't have to really explain yourself. Because after a while, when you walk around like that, people don't ask you any more questions. When they know that you somebody's probably going to rip them a new hole for asking, they going to leave you alone. Let me leave this motherfucker alone because she going to, okay, what? You're not going to be able to be there? Okay. See you next time. Love you. Hope everything's okay. And that's the end of the story. Take up space, my babies.
That's it. All right.
Well, how many we got left, Kim?
Keep it rocking. I think we have, and that's what I was looking when I hit it by mistake. Mm-hmm. We have 2 more after this. We may have to move them to the next one. You want to be our last one? Look, keeping it real in front of y'all. Look, we trying to work it out. Maybe that one. That's a good one too. But anyway, we'll go ahead. We'll start with the other one. This will be our last one.
Okay.
Make decisions based on your feelings. Yours. We've been talking about this one through a couple of them.
Yes.
Okay. See that they have, and you see in that picture, it says good decisions and bad decisions. Mm-hmm. Okay. But we make it, it is okay you have the right to make decisions based on your feelings. Okay. But you see in that picture, it says, be logical, stand behind what you believe, mm-hmm. consider the outcomes.
Yes.
Be positive.
Yeah.
Make a list of the pros and cons. So you see what I'm saying? They're not talking about acting out of your, you know how some people just in their feelings and everything.
Feelings.
They're not
Yeah.
talking about that. They're talking about from a place of wisdom. You see what
Yeah.
they're talking about? Make that list of pros and cons. Consider those things. Stay true to your values. So you're making them based on those decisions, not
Yeah.
based on you just popping off on folks. You know, consult with others. Again, consider the consequences of your choice.
Yeah.
Okay. But again, you're standing on your truth. You're standing on
Yours.
your belief. You're making them based on your feelings. This is the, I've thought about it and this is where I'm standing on it. And
Yeah.
that's how I feel about it.
Yeah.
And again, I'm whatever outcomes come from that, I'm going to stand on that.
10
Okay.
toes.
10
10 whole
toes.
toes. That pinky one a little short on yours, Kim, though. So does it touch?
You're dumb. She ain't right.
You're gonna stop stand on 8. I'm just playing.
Okay. Good night, everyone.
I love you.
You're gonna make me snatch it right through there. Okay, look, we talk about being angry with the people who you love. Okay, we're gonna stop talking about pinky toe. We moving on.
Let me hush for G Pop on here and say something about mine. I'm gonna be real mad because he always teasing my pinky toe, girl. But
Okay,
no,
bring it,
yeah,
G.
this is hilarious. But yeah, you making decisions based on your feelings. And me and V was having this conversation the other day about, and again, like you said, it goes back into other things that we talked about in this slide. If you don't know how to be you, and somebody taught you to not be the fullness of who you are, it's hard to trust yourself when you're making decisions.
Yes.
Because you're trying to make decisions based off of what people told you. But if you make it based off of what they said, you're almost creating their life that you got to live. How am I going to live your life?
Right.
How do I show up in the world doing the things and moving the actions the way you said that I should and still enjoy myself?
Right.
And that's what the consult with others. I was so glad that was up here. There's nothing wrong with talking to other people when you're making decisions.
That's right.
But ultimately, decisions should be based on how you feel at the end of the day. I love, y'all know, everybody who's Veronica, my close friends on here, Kim, Veronica, Ayana, G, people who know me. Y'all know that I don't mind coming to nobody about no decision. I'm still gonna do what the fuck I want to. Let's be clear. But I need just some, and guess what? Those are the people I trust.
Right.
I know they're not gonna steer me in a direction to make me do something that's gonna be real foul, that's gonna mess up my life. So that's let's be there first. If you're going to console with others, go to people who you know are not selfish. The people who at the end of the day are going to say, but I respect your decision.
Bam.
All those people I listed, they're going to say, but whatever decision you make. But here's my thoughts about it. Thank you. Thank you. So that I can be clear about what it is that I'm saying, what I'm doing. And I feel happy about my decision. But yeah, that's the right to. Kim, Lord, we could break down every one of these slides and talk for the next year.
That's all right. We'll do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. You consulted me, and I'm saying yes. But that's it. Make the decisions again based on your feelings. You know, come from a place of wisdom. Do your homework. Consider things that you're doing. Like you said, consider the outcomes. If I do this, what ultimately is going to come from this?
Yes.
We have to stop it. And then sometimes we may not have the time to do that. Sometimes we have to make decisions quickly. Sometimes we don't have that. We need to know right now. And if you make that decision, then also, just like we talked about last week, know that you can go back and say, I changed my mind. Okay, we talked about that last week. Sometimes you make a decision, but also know that you have the right to change your mind about the decision that you made. Okay, so if you make it, yes, I had to make the decision. I had to make a rash decision. And then after I did my homework, after I went back and I thought about it, or after I prayed about it, or I did this, that, I realized that I need to change my mind. Right. And you have the right to do that too.
Yeah.
These all don't stand by themselves. Some of these are collective. Some of these you're going to you take a whole handful of them and use them all at the same time. Okay, use them all. Okay, but that's where you're at. You have the right to change your mind if the decision that you made is not one that was the best. You made the best decision with the information that you had at the time, And now you can turn around and say, oh, well, you know what? I changed my mind. I found out something different and now I changed my mind. And
Yeah.
you have the right to do that too.
Let's
So
go.
these right to you have a right things that we've been talking about
Yeah.
are powerful things that are going to help you to be the best version of yourself because it's going
Yes.
to require you to tap into yourself,
Yeah.
to tap into your uniqueness, to tap into your thoughts and your beliefs about certain things. And
Yeah.
that's where we have to be clear about where we stand on things and not always be sitting there riding the fence. You're going to get a hella wedgie sitting on the fence. Okay? Just saying. Hella wedgie. I said it.
She's
You gonna get
crazy.
one. Stop riding the fence. Be about the things that matter to you.
Yeah.
Why do they matter to you?
Yeah.
What is it that makes you think the way you think? What is it that causes you to have an opinion about something?
Yeah.
Is it just because everybody else is doing it, or is it something that you stand or that you believe on that
Yeah.
aligns up with your values for your life?
Yep.
You know, these are going to be things that are going to be important. So let's wrap things up.
Yes. So
Sharonda.
before Kim closes us completely out, I want to thank everyone for joining us once again. Make sure you're clicking like. Make sure you're hitting subscribe. Make sure you're commenting, and make sure you're sharing it with your people because this stuff is good. This is some good info that y'all getting out here for the free. But we hope that we're helping you understand redefining authenticity. That's the whole point of this podcast, that we help you redefine your truth so you get closer and closer to who you know. Keep smiling, keep grinning, and I love you.
All right, all right. Look, there's no more to say. There's no more to say. Again, like she said, like, follow, share, subscribe. Click that subscribe button so you or that notification bell so you always know when our shows are airing. Okay,
Yes.
so make sure you look out. We've got plenty to talk about. Make sure that you put in the comment and in the chat things that you want us to talk
Talk
about.
about.
Okay, we are sure to bring them up and bring them out.
Yes.
Because these are all things. It's all about creating platforms where we can come together and share ideas and thoughts and get ourselves to a place where we're informed about the things that are going on around us and not just existing in a bubble. Okay, don't
Okay.
be a fence rider again. Be wedgieless. Okay. All right, y'all. We love y'all. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving. All right. Express show gratitude in the little things and the big things that are going on around you. Don't eat too much, and if you do, that's all right. Tomorrow's a new day. Just drink water. Get back on track. All right. Happy Thanksgiving, guys. We love you, and we look forward to seeing you the next time. Until
Peace.
then, peace.